Update. My wife called me to tell me she was going to sleep with a celebrity on a trip. But she came back to find the house empty and no kids. Part 2. I met up with a soap star and used my hall pass. Yeah, we were at a club, and Joshua Morrow came over to our table, you know, the star on my soap. We danced a few times and got to talking about our hall pass agreement. Gosh, he is so charming. He said he wanted me to use my pass on him. That's why I called you. He's been around all the big actresses, and he wanted me. Can you believe it? He took me to his house and... Well, you probably don't want the details. No, tell me. How was he? Being close with my wife, using his charm that's been with tons of other women? I asked, trying to keep calm, though Amy still had no sense that I was angry. Oh yes, he was experienced. He really knows his way around a woman's body. He even took one of those pills. Gosh, you should try one, he lasted forever. Those stories you hear about these stars being good at this stuff are true. Amy was giddy, sharing her story. Finally, she noticed the anger on my face. Mark, are you all right? She asked. No, I'm not. My wife is standing here in my living room, confessing to cheating, and she can't contain her excitement about being with another man. Cheating? What are you talking about, Mark? It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Joshua was my hall pass. I thought you would be happy I got to live out a dream. A dream? Is that what you're calling it? I'm supposed to be happy that you broke our wedding vows? I didn't break our wedding vows. I took a weekend off to live out a fantasy. It's like what our friends did. I just used my hall pass. Amy's face was starting to show concern. No, Amy, that was just a game. I was very clear it was only a game. I told you I would never violate our marriage vows and would not stand for you doing the same. If you had the chance to be with a celebrity, I would be all for it. I don't understand why you can't just be happy that I had an experience I'll never forget, she replied. Don't worry, I'll never forget it, either. I'm sure the family you forgot about won't forget, either. I walked over to Amy, grabbing her hand and pulling her wedding ring off her finger. Did you get close to him with your wedding ring still on? You know, that symbol of our love and commitment to each other? We didn't make love, we had intimacy. And yes, I had it on. I was going to take it off, but Joshua wanted me to leave it on. I'm sure he did. He wanted to make a mockery of your marriage by being with you, knowing you were a married woman. Amy stood with her hand on her hip, her angry pose. I don't know why you're making a big deal of this. It was just 2 nights. Do I need to take you upstairs to make it up to you? Thanks, but no thanks. Let me ask you, Soap Boy didn't use any protection, did he? Well, no. Amy was still angry but now looked confused by my question. You let a man be with you without protection, knowing he's likely been with over 100 women, and, given he's a TV star, maybe some men too. I wonder what kind of Hollywood germs he might have passed on to you. Or maybe he gave you something else. Unless you've started using the pill again. You haven't been back on the pill, have you? No, you know I'm not. I don't need to because. Oh God, Amy gasped. Hey, just think, you may be carrying a TV star's baby, I replied. Amy was clearly doing the math in her head. No, I had my period last week, so I won't be fertile until later this week. It's interesting you're only considering that now. That soap star might have left enough behind to reach an early egg. How many times did he not use protection with you? Mark, you're making too big a deal of this, she answered. Too big a deal? So you're saying I shouldn't make a big deal out of my wife cheating and throwing her family away? Amy stamped her feet. I told you it wasn't cheating. I used my hall pass. I called you and even told you I was using it. There's the problem, Amy. You used something that doesn't exist. I never gave you permission to quit our marriage and destroy our family. Quit being so dramatic. I really thought you'd be happy for me. I guess I was wrong. I'm done talking about this. Where are the kids? She asked. They're at my parents'. I didn't want them here while we discussed our divorce. What? What do you mean by divorce? You're going to divorce me over this? No, we are not getting a divorce, I said as calmly as I could, looking into Amy's eyes. You made your choice. Now I'll make mine. That's ridiculous. You're telling me you're going to throw away our family over this? It's not a big deal, and you're just going to have to get over it, Amy yelled. Done talking, I said, walking calmly upstairs to the guest bedroom and locking the door behind me. For over an hour, Amy pounded on the door, telling me we needed to talk. Silence was my response. Getting up early, I left the house before Amy awoke. Driving to my parents' house, I found my dad up while the rest of the family was asleep. Over a cup of coffee, I told Dad the whole story. Dad just listened, not saying a word until I finished. When I got to the end, he simply looked up at me. What a cheating woman, he said. Son, can I ask what you'd do in my situation? You have to understand, it was a different time when I was your age. If your mother had done what your wife did, I'd have been done with her. But you have to do what you have to do. Dad, I don't think I can get past this. She knew how I felt about cheating. I thought she felt the same way. What's with that prenup her mom made you sign? I asked Amy's mom about it at the wedding, but she just said she didn't want to discuss it. She said she had her reasons, Dad replied. Amy told me her mom caught her dad cheating several times and wanted protection for her daughter. It seems Amy has forgotten all about that. My dad laughed. I'm sure you're going to remind her of it. Oh, yeah, but not at first. I want to see what she does from here. She kept saying it was no big deal and that I just needed to get over it. Dad, I truly don't believe she's sorry. It wasn't until after 10 that my phone started blowing up. Amy was calling and texting, wanting to know where I was. When I didn't answer, she called the kids. Julie, our daughter, walked into the kitchen, yawning. Dad, Mom wants to know where you are and why you aren't answering her calls. Honey, what did she tell you? I asked. That's funny. That's exactly what she asked me. She wanted to know what you told us. What's going on with you two? Are you cheating on her, or is she cheating on you? Darn, she's perceptive, Dad chimed in. Oh, no. Mom cheated on you, didn't she? Julie asked. I think you should ask your mother that question. I don't want to be accused of putting ideas in your head. Julie, being an obstinate teenager, pulled out her phone and put it on speaker. Dad's here. Did you cheat on him? Julie, what are you talking about? Whatever he said is not true. What did your dad tell you? He didn't tell me anything, Mom. I can read it in his face. You cheated on him, didn't you? No, I didn't, and if he tells you I did, it's a lie, Amy answered. Okay, Mom, you sound guilty to me. Julie hit end on her phone. Sorry, Dad. I can't believe she did that to you. I assume you're going to divorce her. You've always preached honesty and morality. I don't blame you if she cheated on you. Julie, with a somber look on her face, turned around and walked back upstairs. Your kid has a good head on her shoulders, mature way beyond her years. She'll get through this fine, Dad said. I'm not sure I will, Dad, I replied. 30 minutes later, there was a loud knock at the front door. I heard Dad at the door. Amy, you don't want to be here right now. I'm sorry, but you're not welcome in our house today. Mr. Butler, I don't know what your son told you, but he made it up. I haven't done anything. Whatever you say. You can click on share and more to see if there is a part 3.